Hey guys, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a comparison of the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow versus the Pixi by Petra Liquid Fairy Lights liquid eyeshadow. So if you're interested to see the results, then just keep watching. So I have never actually tried either of these before. These are brand new. I have the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow in the shade Kitten Karma. This is what it looks like if you haven't seen it already. And here is a swatch. So it's kind of a light browny beige colour with silver glitter. So there it is, just spread out a little more. And then this is the Pixi by Petra Liquid Fairy Lights. And this is in the shade Bare Brilliance. So this is also a browny beige shade with silver glitter, but it's darker. And that's it more spread out. So it's a similar idea. They're both very similar consistencies. They spread out nicely immediately, but I'm going to let them set down a little bit just to see if there's any difference in how they set. So I bought both of these off of Cult Beauty, which is based in the UK, and the pricing difference on these are the Stila retails for £23 and the Pixi retails for £15. So the Pixi is £8 cheaper, and then with the amount that you get in it, this one is listed as 4.5 mils and this one is listed as 5 grams. So that's just a half a gram more that you get in the cheaper Pixi one. So just based on those numbers and not having tried them yet, I would be leaning towards the Pixi one, unless the Stila outperforms it. So these have pretty much set on my hand. Both feel similar when I run my finger over them. The base colour doesn't move, but the glitter does. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but the glitter does spread out when I lightly run my finger over, but the base colour stays where it is. So when the Stila ones first came out and they were kind of all over YouTube, one of the things that a lot of people were saying was just to apply the rest of your shadows first and make this the last step, because blending around it just makes it messy. So I definitely see how that would happen with the glitter kind of moving around like that. And that is obviously why I did the rest of my makeup first. So I'm going to start with the Pixi Liquid Fairy Lights on this eye. I'm just going to be applying it over the lighter portion of the shadow to kind of add to that half cup crease. So I'm going to start by applying it from the wand onto the lid, and then I'm going to use a brush to be more precise with it. Okay, not too much is going on, not too little, a nice amount. Now I'm just going to take the brush and take a little bit from the wand, just to get it right up against that edge. And also to fade out the edge of it here. Okay, so that was super simple, really easy, and hopefully it doesn't get too messy throughout the day. So moving on to the Stila side, and I have a clean version of the same brush here. This feels, just going on straight away, feels more creamy, like there's more of the base in it, whereas when I was putting on this one I could really feel the grit of the glitter. This one just feels like a little bit more liquidy or something. Okay, again, super easy to apply from the wand. I'll just take a little bit on the brush. And fade this out. Okay, also super easy. So I'm going to zoom you in and give you a closer look. So I knew from swatching them that the Pixi one would be a little bit darker, but aside from the colour difference, I think the Stila one looks a little bit more of like a wet metallic effect. Now that could be because the Stila one is a little bit wet still, and maybe it's just the colour combination of the glitter and the base that makes it kind of look a little bit better mixed, whereas this one you can really see the bits of glitter on top. But I don't know if that's just the colouring. Let me know what you think. They both look beautiful. They both give a really gorgeous effect. They make it look like you've put a lot of effort into a glitter eyeshadow look when that was super simple. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some eyeliner and I'll be right back. So I just applied liquid liner and I found that it went on super easy over the Pixi side, but actually I had a little bit of trouble on the Stila side. It went on a little bit bumpy and I found it really hard to get a smooth line. It just didn't seem to want to stick properly. So that was interesting. So both sides are looking good for the moment. I'm going to continue to wear it for the rest of the day. It's already 10 to 4. I'm filming later in the day, but I will be checking back later in the night. So I'll insert some starting pictures right now and I'll see you then. Hey, so I'm back. It is now 9 p.m, so just over 5 hours of wear. And overall, I think we're looking pretty good on both sides. I don't think anyone would cop that I'm wearing two different glitter eyeshadows if I didn't point it out. However, when I finished filming the last section, I did post to my Instagram stories and took a poll of which side people thought looked better. I explained that I was testing two glitter liquid eyeshadows, and about 75% said that the Stila side looked better. And when I was in natural light and I took that picture away from like the studio lights, I did notice that there was more visible glitter in the Stila one. And I think they might be slightly smaller pieces of glitter that are kind of mixed into the base a bit more. So it gives a glittery and kind of metallic finish. Whereas this one I think does look more like a dusting of loose glitter on top. And when I look at the picture I posted to the Instagram stories for the poll, I think that's probably what people were picking up on, because you can see it in that picture. It just looks like there's a little bit more sparkle in the Stila one. So I'll zoom you in so you can have a close-up of how it's worn for 5 hours. So this is how we're looking. On both sides there are a few specks of glitter that have travelled up above that cut crease line, but in general we're okay. And I do think having that cut crease does help it from not going all over the place. If I just had it on the moving lid section, it would be hitting off my crease constantly when I'm looking straight ahead and when my brows are relaxed. But allowing it to come above that line just helps that. And then in terms of fallout, there are a few little specks. I don't know if you can kind of see them when the light hits under both eyes. These ones I think are just a little bit smaller on the Stila side. You can kind of see a few just in the kind of creases under my eye. So I think they wore pretty similarly. I will say I did scratch this eye at one stage without thinking. I think I just kind of scratched above my crease though, and then I looked at my finger and there was glitter on it. So I do want to do just one test before I take it off and just do a very soft swipe of the finger. And that is the difference with how much comes off. I think a little bit more comes off with the Pixi one. So I'll just go over that again. I'm putting the same light pressure and wiping across. And just as I did that, the same as when I was applying it, this one just felt a little bit more grittier. It did feel a little bit more like loose glitter. Okay, so overall, my thoughts are kind of mixed. If we look at the kind of the pros and cons of today's test, for Stila, I think the consistency is ever so slightly a little bit nicer. It's less gritty. And the majority of people that I asked on Instagram thought that the Stila side did look better. But the cons would be that it's more expensive, and I did find it a little bit tricky going over top with liquid liner. For the Pixi side, I think the pros is that it's cheaper, and I think without looking up close and personal at the eyes, it looks really similar to the Stila side. Like, I would happily wear the two different ones on each eye and go out about my day, and I don't think anyone would notice. Now the shades aren't bang on the same, but I think the overall effect is pretty much the same. And then another pro for the Pixi is that liquid liner went on really easily over the top. And then the cons would be that it is a little bit more gritty, literally just when you're applying it though, and like to the touch. I can't feel it on my eyes at all. They both feel the exact same, totally comfortable. But the glitter pieces are a little bit bigger, but this is just getting down to the nitty gritty. So I think in conclusion, if you were someone who was considering both of these and wondering whether to get the cheaper version or the more expensive one, I think I would actually say to check out the Pixi one, because there isn't a huge difference. If I'd gotten to the end of the day and say the Pixi one had loads of fallout and the Stila one held up really well, there you could kind of see the price difference, whereas here they're really, really close. So those are my thoughts based on today's test. Please let me know what you thought and how they wore. And if you have either or both of those, please let me know what you think of them and how they've worked for you. I would love to read about that, and I'm sure other people who are watching this video would love to hear your opinions. So leave them down in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that you like this kind of video and it helps out my channel an awful lot. And of course, if you'd like to see more from me, you can subscribe to my channel for free if you want to. So guys, thanks again, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!